All right, so my picks: Zalal, Rountree, Merab, and Pajeda, Alex Pereira. Now, first round, I think Zalal. I think he definitely has a lot more striking than Josh Emmett. I think Josh Emmett has that very gritty, kind of like I'm gonna press forward vibe. That's very dangerous when you got someone who can be slightly a sharpshooter. And I know Emmett has a lot more. He has a lot more on his what do they call that? Anyway, he has a lot more on his history, right? And what I mean by that is he has a longer fight record, but at the same time, that's a lot of train on his tracks. Second, I think Jiri against Rountree. Now, I think a lot of people are kind of discounting this fight, mainly because they're really paying attention to the last two, which are really big fights too. I mean, Merab against Corey Sandhagen, which I was expecting a long time ago, and Pajeda versus Ankalav. Those are two great fights. But I will say, Jiri against Rountree, I feel like Jiri does a lot of kind of showboating and kind of like putting his head in essentially like in the clam. You don't really want to be putting your head out there and putting your hands behind you like this and trying to see what you're doing. I was watching a lot of his fights. He does it a lot when he starts to kind of get a rhythm, which is natural, I guess. But again, I think the goal is you want to be able to stay consistent and not put yourself in danger, especially in a major fight. So we'll see how this takes out. I think Khalil's going to knock it. They both have knockout power. So I'm definitely a Roundtree fan. Um, so we'll see how that pans out. I really want to see something new from Roundtree, mainly because I saw his fight with Jamal Hill. 100% respect it. A lot of fighters, they come into fights and they think that they can do the same thing they did the last fight, or that they can, But I noticed it with Roundtree. I've been watching some of his fights and listening to commentary and listening to how people say it's like he really curates how he's fighting each fighter. He's a very smart fighter, and I mean, I'm not saying he's a dumb dude, but that's impressive because you kind of sees most of the fighters fight the same way against the next person over and over and over again. And then that being said, let's segue into Merab against Corey Sandhagen. Merab has that I'm going to wrestle you and take you down. There's nothing you can do about it. But I think what's interesting, and I do like about Merab, he's trying striking, right? So he's trying to piece the people up together before he takes him down. The other thing I like about him is that he's not a Khabib. He's not the kind of guy that'll take you down and hold you on the ground for 35 minutes or 25 minutes, right? You got 5 minute rounds. He's not holding you on the ground and just, we saw that with DDP and Hazrat Chimaev. I don't know why. I felt it too. I just didn't really want DDP to win. I think the dude's weird. I just don't even like his style, I'm pretty sure he's a great guy. I wanted Chimaev to win. But that being said, the next couple of fights with wrestlers that are like that, the fights they tend to be boring. And I know about what's going on. Not a lot of people do. And I think that's kind of the reason why people get bored. I mean, I wouldn't want to sit in a bar late at night, 12 o'clock, watching these fights, or at Buffalo Wild Wings, smelling the nasty food and just like, when is this going to end? I remember, watching a few fights and expecting that, and then didn't happen. So anything could happen, right? So Merab against Corey, I think Merab is going to take down Corey. I think he's going to take him down, let him get back up. Corey's going to try to do a flying knee. He's going to somehow powerhouse through it or not get hit, and he's going to come forward. The danger with it is his nose is already broken. So that just goes to show you that he's prone to getting hit, right? I don't know if he broke his nose in one of the fights, but he's going to get hit. I feel like Merab is going to just kind of keep coming forward. Like I said before, a lot of these fighters are great fighters, but they tend to do the same thing over and over and over again. And then finally, with Ankalav and Pajeda, I think Pajeda is going to try to piece apart Ankalav. It's going to go the distance. I would say if Ankalav gets a takedown, even if it's like 50-50 standing, if he gets any takedown, Pajeda's done. He lost again. But I think if it goes the 5 rounds, I think Pajeda's going to win via decision. I think it's going to go decision, and I think it's going to be a very entertaining striking fight. So those are my takes. If you guys are interested in talking smack, go for it. But like I said, this is something I've been doing for a long time, and most of the time when I watch these fights, I'm like, these are my predictions. I kind of have a feeling. Now I'm not going to call which round they're going to win. I think it's a little weird when people do that, but that's what I feel is going to happen, and we'll see. So stay tuned. I'm going to stay tuned. Make sure you guys are watching it. I'm going to make sure I'm watching it, and then I'm going to drink this coffee before it gets cold.